CAClive on KQCK in the Santan Valley. Tom D. Camillo, Joe Carrero. And it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, as we like to say. It's a cooler day in the neighborhood, Joe, finally.
It's supposed to be 79 from what I understand is the high tomorrow.
Really? I saw evening temperatures in the 50s.
Really?
When I was looking at some, but then I saw the 90s again next week.
Oh, no.
I actually jumped in the pool on Sunday, which was kind of amazing because usually by this time you're not jumping in the pool.
So Friday we get a little bit of Arizona winter, and then it's gone again.
But you know what winter means? It means basketball season. And joining us today is Jordan Dreilling, the head coach of the Central Arizona College Vaqueros, the men's basketball team. Jordan, welcome back. It's been about a year that you were on the show.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been right at a year, and good to see you guys. Good to be back in the man cave and talk a little basketball.
We're going to bring Jordan back too, probably sometime in January when the students are out of class, and bring some of the players in and kind of get an idea of, at that point you'll be heavy into your conference season come January. And before we talk about this year, I want to look at last year, because you took over last year and CAC made the playoffs for the first time in several years. You played for the region championship. You had a 20-win season for the first time in a long time. And talk about when we spoke last year at this time, you had a lot of high hopes. You had a lot of players from the Seattle, the Washington area. And what happened during the year that really meshed together that led to that success?
I think our success last year involved a few things. I think having a point guard that was solid and had so much experience in Devon Pickett Jr., who's at Seattle University now. They just got back from China, and he had a good stint out there with the team. But having the experienced point guard come back, and a guy who really took ownership in the program. And what we want to do, and then also bringing in guys who are close to him from Seattle. We had 5 on our roster last year from Seattle, and then the other pieces that we brought in along with those guys, Richie Mundendi inside, Austin Hudson from Salt Lake, and the few other pieces that we brought in really meshed well together. It was just kind of, I think, alignment of the stars. Kind of, it was not anything that you really have a ton of control over, but. We like to think once they got in, it was the right type of guy, and then guys who bought into what we want to do with them, and it was really, really a fun year. I mean, the last 12 games we played, they were clicking on all cylinders, and we won 11 of those 12 games, lost in the region championship, and in a tough one. We didn't have Devon Pickett in that game, and so we were a little short-handed and lost by 4 to Western on the road. But a really good first season for us, and this year we hope to build on top of it.
Talk about some of the other players from that team. Are some back? Have some moved on to 4-year schools?
They have. Devon Pickett at Seattle U, and Matty Jones, who was a combo guard for us from this area, from Queen Creek, was a Basha High School kid. He's at Grand Canyon now. Richie Mundendi is close. He just has one class he has to finish now in the fall, and then he's got about 5 schools working on him to pick him up in the spring. So he'll be it looks like either in Texas or Florida where he'll end up. And then Victor Pereza, the Brazilian shooter for us, had a really solid freshman year, and then sophomore year did some good things for us. Still trying to find a home, and then Lonnie Pearson has a lot of interest on him still, but just not sure where he wants to go. Again, a kid who had some Pac-12 interest and is trying to go ahead and get that degree, finish his degree up so he can go Division I.
You said it was Matt Jones that went to Grand Canyon University,
yep.
And obviously you've been up to that arena.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's an unbelievable place to play. I'm sure that had an impact on him wanting to go up there and play.
Absolutely, and the location. Being a Phoenix kid, wanting to stick around home, and he's just such a great kid, and really hard worker, leads by example, and he's going to do well in whatever it is that he does. He's just he's a winner in all aspects of life.
When the players have the success as a team like you guys did last year, do the scouts come around more? I shouldn't say scouts, but do the recruiters come around more? They say, "Wow, there's something going on there."
Yeah, and that's what we try to we try to tell the guys, hey, it's not about your individual stats. It's not about you can score 25 a game, and if you win 6 games in the season, a guy doesn't want that. They're recruiting winners, and our guys bought into that. Again, they really believed in what we told them, the team approach that we had, and in winning 20 games, the scouts came around quite a bit more, and guys got a lot of interest throughout the year. So it was fun to watch.
So you said you ended up losing in the regional championship, but you won 11 of 12. So you had 11-game winning streak going into that final game.
We did, in some big games. I mean, we hit a down 2 at South Mountain in overtime. We hit a 3 at the buzzer to win that one. Just a battle with Phoenix College, a couple other games, Mesa on the road, and that was really, we got into the playoffs as a 4 seed. So that was, we got to a point where we just didn't have any room to lose. We dropped 1, and we were pretty much done for the playoffs, and the guys just fought, and what an incredible run at the end of the year. Won at Mesa to kind of solidify our place in the playoffs. And then we wanted to go down to Cochise. I mean, we lost a heartbreaker down there during the season. And we took the 4 seed, traveled to Cochise, who was the 1 seed, and we got those guys pretty handily down there. So that was a really fun game. And then, Devon Pickett tore his ankle up with about 7 minutes to go in that game, and still got the win, but then didn't have him for Western. That kind of hurt us, but the guys played really hard, and it was still a fun game.
It's an amazing run when you get into those sort of, you look at the Oakland A's of what they're doing now, right, especially what happened last night with the 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th, and it's more than just the talent. It's more than just the game planning. It's kind of like this meshing of players, and coaches talk about it. It's not that it's magical, but it just kind of comes together. Yeah. And it's an exciting thing to feel. And when you're on teams like that, and you could describe that, there's just an air about excitement that it's almost like you feel like you're not going to lose ever.
Right. There's a confidence with it. There's a swagger that comes with it, and we feel like, as a coaching staff, if we can instill that in our guys, that confidence and that bond of when we break out our guys, they do the 1, 2, 3 family, and we talk to them about what that means, and if we're going to be a family, we're bonded by more than just just basketball. I mean, we're going to have each other's back, and we're going to believe in each other, and that's strong. That goes a long way. With this team this year, I probably feel it even more with them. We only have 1 returner on this year's team, but the guys we've brought in, they really gel. We played last weekend against Chandler Gilbert and Cochise in scrimmages, and played really well. Our attitude and effort was great, and I'm really excited about the aspect that you're talking about, the chemistry and the way that these guys gel together. I think this team is really gonna have a fun season.
We're speaking with Jordan Dreilling, the head coach of the Central Arizona College men's basketball team. And Joe, let's give out the number if anybody has any questions about CAC basketball. If there's players out there looking to play at a community college, JUCO college level, if you're interested in coming to games, the schedule, we're going to be with Jordan throughout the till 11:30 today. And go ahead, give out the number.
480-745-1033. And jump on the chat if you want to. You can do that right from the homepage. What does it say? Just the live chat button, and just throw us some comments, some questions up there if you don't want to call in, and we'd love to respond.
And Jordan, it's for a coach, you get attached to a team that you had last year when you have those. And at the JUCO level, at the 2-year college level, you guys have to recruit so much compared to 4-year schools. And is it almost like you miss those guys? Because like you said, you have 1 returning. This is a whole new team with a whole different chemistry.
Yeah, it is. That's a part of it. Coming from a 4-year university where you can bring in freshmen that you get for 4, and you really they buy in, and you get them right back. That's kind of not necessarily the last stop for them, because a lot of those guys move on to play overseas and things like that. But with these guys, it's a 1-year stint or 2 years at the most.
You just break them in, huh?
You do. You do. You just get them where you want them, and then they leave.
And then they leave. Yeah.
So that is a that,
you get them ready for someone else.
You do.
Oh man.
That's what we try to think about. Our level right now as that. And we tell our guys, this isn't the end all for you. This is your vehicle to get where you want to go, and hopefully, they see it as that. Not just use the program and use the school, but take ownership of this and have fun at this time of your life. Work really, really hard, and it's going to pay off in the next place. So,
how do you get players to buy into the system, knowing in their heads they're going to be gone in a year or two?
Yeah, I think just having a purpose and setting a goal. If you don't do that and you're just, hey, come in and work hard and we'll get you better and then move on, I don't think they're going to buy into that. I think it's having a vision and then really working hard to reach that goal and to meet, whatever your vision is. For us this year, it's getting out to Kansas. That's home for me. And I tell them, I say, guys, get there and we'll have about 200 Dreilings in the stands and we'll get it rocking. So, and that's fun. We try to pull up clips of, what it's like in Hutchinson, Kansas for the national tournament. This year's a 24-team venue.
Wow.
So 8 more teams will make it. And we really feel like, we have a shot to be one of those teams. So that's the goal this year, is hang a Region 1 championship banner and get out to Hutch.
You're listening to CAClive. Tom D. Camillo along with Joe Carrero. We're visiting with Jordan Dreilling, the head coach of the Central Arizona College men's basketball program. And Jordan, let's talk about this year's team. Now for the junior college, community college level, when does practice start for you? I mean, I know you guys are in practice now, but how does that work? Because I know it's different than what people see at the 4-year schools, because it's like generally October 15th, midnight madness and everything, but it's a little different for you guys.
Right, it is. We officially start practice October 1, so we've just got in there a week and a half in. But when we get on campus in August, we can use our time. We get 4 guys in an individual at a time, but we do a lot of strength and conditioning, a lot of team stuff that doesn't necessarily incorporate a basketball. And then we'll do our individual training. We can do our what we call skills and drills at night, where we do a lot of shooting, passing, ball handling, and then October 1. It's kind of neat for us because that the 6 weeks before October 1 gets here. We try to just instill a mindset and a toughness and get our guys to really work hard together, but not get into X's and O's too much, to where when October 1 hits, it's new and it's fresh. And we hand out gear. The guys get their shoes and jerseys and all that stuff. And so then that, they kind of see there's a newness there where, they get excited once again, and then they know, season is right around the corner. So that's where we're at now, and it's really fun group to be around.
If you didn't have that, then it could be 6 weeks of the same thing. And then as a coach, you're challenged to kind of keep saying, hey, this is important, we're building to something.
That's right. And we're dealing with freshmen and sophomores. They have a different approach than a junior and senior, in college does. And that's what they want. These guys, they're so funny because, they want it live, they want games, and they feel like they're ready for that. As you get to be a junior and senior in the college game, you start to have more of a professional approach in what you're doing, and you develop that patience and that perseverance that comes with the maturity of being in the game for 2 or 3 years.
You think juniors and seniors realize that the end is near for most of them in terms of winning a championship, whereas a freshman, that's so far removed from their mindset?
Absolutely, that's a good point too, and that's exactly what it is. These guys think basketball's forever. And you get to be a junior and senior, and you say, man, it's been fast. You can think about your freshman year, and it seems like it was yesterday. But for our guys, they just, they think they're gonna have basketball forever. It's another thing we teach them is, it's not forever, and their degree is the most important thing, and then developing that work ethic that will carry over into whatever they do in life is the next important thing.
I'm curious to see what's the biggest thing that you have to teach for young players? And the reason I bring that up is we'll play in the gym and we play with some students, young guys, and it's a lot of you get a lot of this isolation one-on-one, and we'll go old guys, young guys, and invariably we'll beat them. Yep. Because we'll play as a team, and you have guys trying to do it themselves. Do you find that with players, or are they getting the skills in high school with the coaches, or is it just varied?
Yeah, depending on where you get a kid from, there's a lot of good programs out there, high school programs, and some of our guys come from those that they understand, what motion is and spacing offensively and defensive position and those types of things. But for the most part, you get really talented guys, you get a good athlete, but they don't have a clue how to play the game the right way. So that's our job to teach them that, and it's fun. If you get a guy who's a coachable kid who really believes what you're telling them, and they start to learn how to play the game the right way, man, they can do incredible things.
I think we have a phone call from the audience.
No, we've got some chatters out there. Bob, shout out to you, Bob. How you doing? He wants to know, are you worried about injuries this year?
We are. We feel like coming in August, we had a little bit more depth than we do now. We've let a few guys go. Our thing with Central basketball is we're going to do things right. We're going to do it the right way, and we're going to set a high standard. We're going to hold our guys accountable, and we had a few guys come in that didn't buy into that, and they haven't stuck around. So that hurt our depth a little bit. But you know what? I'll tell you what. After this weekend playing, I think we've got a really good guard rotation we can work with, and our post guys have just surprised me so much. With our forwards and our 2 5s, I think we're going to be pretty tough. So, knock on wood. I hope we don't get injury, but our depth is a concern. But we just try to be preventative, and hopefully it works out for us.
What's the most important position when you look at the type of program you have at a community college level on a basketball? Is the most important position to get up to speed the point guard for you?
It is. For us, it is. And man, my assistant JD Pollock did a great job this past summer recruiting, and that's his forte. That's what he's really good at, and he brought in a point guard transfer from Morehead State, and it's DeAndre Matthew, and he's really, really good. And we were hoping, with the point guard we had last year and the success he had, we could back it up. And I'm telling you, this guy can really play. Great leadership skills, and leads by example. Over just telling guys what to do, and I think he's going to have an incredible year. I mean, he's got a lot of interest, Division I already, probably 5 to 10 schools on him, and I think that's going to double over the next month. So that position is really important for us. That's got to be, kind of it's kind of got to be, he and I have to be on the same page all the time, and we get along great, and I love the way he plays. He's an effort guy, which is kind of the way that I coach, and I think he's going to have an incredible sophomore year.
Another phone call.
Lindsay from Mesa wants to know, are you a former player since you're the coach now? And the most importantly, are you single, if you don't mind asking? If you don't mind her asking.
That's a funny question. Can I answer the first one?
Yeah, you can.
All right. I did play junior college ball in Kansas, so very familiar with it as a player. And then I moved on to Southeastern Oklahoma State University and finished out there my junior and senior year, and then got on staff there right away, and was there for 5 years. So being at Southeastern, we had a niche in the junior college game where we really felt like if we hit that hard, and Tom, you're very familiar with Division II, NCAA Division II and the way those rules work. If we got a niche in junior college, and if you do well recruiting junior colleges, you can have some great teams, and we did recruit JUCO a lot. So, I like the 2-year level, love it that I have my own program there now, and I'm pretty familiar with it, and I think my upbringing in the college game has helped me now as a head coach.
And Southeastern Oklahoma was in the Lone Star Conference?
Yes, we were in the Lone Star Conference at the time, and it's now Great American with Oklahoma and Arkansas schools.
It's and then the Lone Star Conference, great athletic programs,
Incredible.
Football, basketball, throughout the whole thing. Let's go back to the point guard a minute here. Is the point guard really an extension of you on the court?
He is. Dre Matthew is that. We've got another really good point guard, LeBrent Walker, who came to us from Queens, New York, and committed to Ohio University, but needed these 2 years to kind of, gain some maturity, and he's been great. I mean, gosh, we don't have a guy who works harder than him, and so in those two guys, I'm just trying to instill kind of, what I believe in both of them. We have a lot of, one-on-one sit-downs and just kind of throw things at each other, and I think both of them are going to have great years, and they are an extension of me out there, and I love the way both of them play. I think they're going to have great years, both of them.
Got another phone call.
We've
or
got
another chat.
Another
question.
chatter out there, and this may be answered when I'm on the phone. It's hard to concentrate and hear everything you're saying. Do you have anything in place to prevent or help keep your guys healthy? Some type of program so that you don't run into any problems like last year?
Right, that's a good question. We try to be as preventative as possible. We're in the weight room, 5 times a week, and even during season, it's 4 to 5 times a week, and we feel like that that not only physically does that help, but mentally, that instills a toughness and a confidence in yourself and in your body that you need throughout the year, because it's a grueling year and it takes a toll on your body. The other thing is we've got a great athletic training staff who's there for our guys all the time, and we really try to utilize them. And then we do a series of different stretches before and after practice that I feel like will help us, and they're both new this year, and they're things that we've studied, and I think we'll see what happens with them, but I think they're gonna help us in that area also. That's a good question.
But that's a challenge also being at a 2-year school, because when you have somebody at a 4-year school as a coach, and as a player going through, once you got there, the 4-year guys, the training staff knew the players,
Yep.
the coaches knew the players, and you can watch them physically mature over 4 years, where, again, you're starting over. You have to learn what their strengths are. I'm sure the athletic training staff have to learn what's their strength, what's their weakness, what injuries have they had in the past they have to pay attention to.
Yep, exactly. And it's pretty amazing how fast they pick up on it. We have a new athletic trainer this year, Jeff Haynes, who's been incredible since he's been in, and he picks up on these guys fast. He's been at Eastern the last 6 years, and very familiar with a good program over there, and coming in, he handles our guys really well, and he's got the right mindset too, where he wants them back on the floor. We get a rolled ankle, which we've had a couple. He wants to get that guy back out there and work on that thing, rather than just maybe nurse it to where the kid feels in his head like it's always going to be there, like he can't go full speed, and he's done a great job. I'm amazed by how fast those guys pick up on it, and you're right, that's a challenge, being just having so much newness every year. But I think we got a good thing going. And
with him coming from Eastern Arizona, he had experience with football, which has a lot more injuries. So you have a different perspective on basketball. They'll have injuries, but not at the extent of a football
Right.
team. So that's an advantage, I always thought, because they get to work on something harder than basketball, the typical ones, and can get them back quicker. It is,
and he and I have talked about that, and I said, well, what do you think about being somewhere without football? And he loves it, and he said that I should love it, because at this time of year, at Eastern, they've got football. Basketball doesn't get a whole lot of help. You're lucky to get in there at all. So with us not having a football program, we get a lot of attention, and I really love that part of it.
It's good because no football or soccer, which is probably the second most injury, especially in the fall season of even in all college sports. So it's that's an advantage you don't even think of, is being able to have that attention.
It is.
So you're listening to CAClive. Tom D. Camillo along with Joe Carrero. And did we get another call?
No, I'm just
checking.
Filling in some chat here.
You looked awfully busy over there. We're going to take a short break, though. When we come back, we're going to delve into the team this year and see who's coming. Only one's coming back, but talk about the players and where they're from and what the expectations are with the Central Arizona College men's basketball program. You're listening to CAClive on KQCK in the Santan Valley.
Are you experiencing computer problems? Is your computer running slow, bogged down with viruses and spyware? You need a reliable and knowledgeable, trustworthy computer service company. Contact Computers, Networks, and More, located in Santan Valley. Get your computer or laptop running in top condition by a certified technician with 20 plus years experience and beta tester from Microsoft. Computers, Networks, and More provides repairs and solutions to any computer-related issue, whether it's software, installation, troubleshooting, updates, or tune-ups. You can trust Computers, Networks, and More. Contact Jeff Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. to schedule an appointment. We can have you up and running quickly, usually within 48 hours. Located in Santan Valley. Computers, Networks, and More. We're here for you. Contact Jeff at 480-729-8899. That's 480-729-8899. Santan Motorsports, located in Queen Creek, specializes in off-road ATVs, dirt bikes, UTVs, side-by-sides, street bikes, and provides performance work. Santan Motorsports is your local dealership for off-road parts and accessories. They provide and pride themselves on excellent customer service and a staff that understands all aspects of the off-road business. Come in and browse our dealership and find those parts and accessories you've been looking for. Check our website, santanmotorsports.com, for monthly specials as well as used equipment. Santan Motorsports, your one-stop shop for sales, service, and knowledgeable staff. Located in Queen Creek on Power Road and Santan Boulevard, or call 480-988-0580. Santan Motorsports, we're here for you. Our family pets are such a big part of our lives. That's why Kelly's Critter Clips of Queen Creek and Sun Lakes has been providing pet grooming services for over 10 years. Your dog's comfort is very important to us, so we take the time to treat your pet with care, love, and professional attention it deserves. We welcome any size and breed and feature shampoo and conditioning, styling, flea and tick dips, ear cleaning, nail trimming, and so many other services that will leave your pet looking good and smelling good and feeling great, all at an affordable price. Located in Queen Creek and Sun Lakes, call now for an appointment, 480-655-5066. Kelly's Critter Clips. When you visit Hill Family Dentistry in Santan Valley, dentist Dr. Tim Hill provides each patient with personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Our entire team is dedicated to providing you and your family with services that will make you smile. With a full range of general, cosmetic, and specialty dentistry services that will keep you and your family smiling. Our commitment to our community is to provide outstanding oral health. Hill Family Dentistry is located on 36359 Ganzel Road in Santan Valley, diagonally across from Banner Ironwood Hospital. Evening and weekend appointments available. We accept most insurances and have in-office policies available for non-insured. Contact us today at 480-588-8127. Hill Family Dentistry.
Are you planning on starting a new business? In this economy, as a new business, you know you'll need to watch every single dollar. Before you make any decisions on phone service, call Zentris Communications at 1-877-ZENTRIS. That's 1-877-936-8727.
Hi, Marie here for wannasing.com. Are you looking for professional DJ or karaoke services for your next holiday party or get-together? wannasing.com can provide the best in sound, lighting, and a professional MC to host your next event. Whether it be a company party, birthday party, wedding, or any occasion, wannasing.com is ready to provide the fun and make it a night to remember for years to come. Call 480-664-8801. That's 480-664-8801. Mention this radio ad and receive a special discount for your next fun event. wannasing.com.
Bocce Italian Bistro of Arizona is the best-kept secret this side of Italy, located in southeast Mesa between Hawes and Ellsworth Road on Germain.
For authentic family-cooked Italian cuisine, come and savor delicious dishes made from the freshest ingredients. We promise to deliver a true Italian family dining experience. Open for lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. with all new $3.95 lunch specials, including our world-famous meatball and sausage sandwiches. Or indulge in one of our Frank the Godfather special sandwiches today. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday open from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Come and experience true Italian perfection, Bocce's Italian Bistro. Visit the website bocceitalianbistro.com. That's BACIITALIANBISTRO.com. Located at 8830 East Germain Road in Mesa. You deserve the best.
Welcome back to CAC Live. Tom D. Camillo along with Joe Carrero. We're visiting with Jordan Dreilling, the head coach of the Central Arizona College Vaqueros. And just one of the exciting things that's going to be happening is we're actually building an athletic website. I have my fingers crossed, but it'll be here at least in the early part of the basketball season. But going to kind of change the landscape for people to be able to follow the Vaqueros, especially this year, especially after having the seasons the men and women had last year. And before we talk about the players, and I know Jordan's anxious, but we just got a rash of phone calls while we were off the air. And,
yes, we did.
Joe, why don't we do that and let Jordan answer some of the questions?
Let's start with our first one here. Pierre Wright from Mesa says, with one returning starter, how do you anticipate you will do this season?
I think we'll do pretty well. Our returner is a huge part of our success last year. Dejuan Newton, out of Seattle, Washington. A surprise there, but he's a great player. I mean, he just plays so hard and has this will to win. 15.5 points a game last year, our second leading scorer, and just so much experience last year as a freshman. He's really done a good job of talking to our new guys about what the season's going to be like, about the way the physicality of the conference and just kind of the length of the season, when we've got to get hot, kind of our pre-conference schedule this year, where we play College of Southern Idaho, second game of the year. We turn around and play East Mississippi State up at Mesa for the Fiesta Bowl, and then possibly Howard after that if we get that win, and then we turn around New Year's Day and play Indian Hills, who will probably be preseason number 1 in the country. So, he's talking to those guys about why we've set those games up pre-conference and how tough those games are really going to be. So, Dejuan Newton has been incredible since we've been back, and I think if you're going to have only one returner, then a guy like him is the right one to have.
All righty, and Chuck from Tulsa, Oklahoma, out there wants to just give you a comment. He says he follows the team, really enjoys the games, and wish you the best this season. He said you're always doing a great job, and looks forward to watching you do a great job this season as well.
Cool, thanks. I appreciate it, Chuck.
And then we had Lacey.
Don't forget about Lacey.
Let's not forget about Lacey from Phoenix, who said, where do I get a schedule for the whole season? And she wants to take a troop of Girl Scouts out several times. Joy's watching, and are there discounts for Girl Scouts?
Good. If they come to home games, I'm sure we can get them in, for no cost. And the schedule is up. It's up on our website right now. And when we get the new one rolling, it's really going to be easy to access that and to follow us. So we're excited about the new website and about Tom heading that up. He's the right guy for the job. So
I appreciate that. I'll collect the check later. So, but if you go to centralaz.edu and then click on athletics, you can find the schedule on the old website. And then as we go forward, does CAC charge for the games to get in?
We won't this year. This year we're not going to charge for people to get into home games. So, the other thing too is if you have teams out there you want to bring or a group, or a club you're involved with, come on in and we'll try to do something, something neat for you, either whether it's through the concession stand or it's T-shirts or meeting the teams. We'll do something like that for you. We really like to see that, and our teams, both men's and women's, they feed off of that energy with teams coming in to watch us. So come on out and see us, and we'll get you involved.
Let's talk about the players this year. And while Joe takes another phone call, let's talk about, do you have your starting lineup set, or when will you kind of figure that out?
Yeah, we're pretty close right now. Like I said, we played 2 scrimmage games this past weekend, and we're close. We've got really a rotation of about 8 guys right now that we like, and you know what? As far as a starting 5 goes, not we're going to rotate those guys and kind of see how that goes. But our sophomores will be in there, and then we're really excited about the guy we have playing the 5 spot for us. Hervé Aholade, who is from Benin Province, which is right by Nigeria. He's been here for the last 2 years at Huntington Prep in West Virginia. Incredible program over there. I mean, they're right now, I think they're preseason #1 team in the country, high school.
Wow.
And they've got Andrew Wiggins over there, who's a #1 player in the country, only a junior. And trying to reclassify, become a senior so he can go college early, NBA early. But Hervé's been matching up with him every single day for the last 2 years of practice and has learned a lot from him. I mean, a pretty high-profile kid for junior college, and we're really excited about him. As good as he is on the floor, he's even better off the floor. So we've got a great player there at the 5 spot. Our 4 spot's kind of rotation right now with Austin Cook, who's a Valley kid, Scottsdale kid. Just been incredible. I mean, hard worker, great kid to be around. Huge asset to our team, and he's kind of starting at the 4 spot for us right now. Runs the floor well, defends it really good, and then kind of your pick and pop guy. He can extend the floor, can really shoot it, and just has a great mindset. So he's at the 4 spot for us now. We're backing both of those guys up with a kid out of Valley View High School in Las Vegas, Caleb Carter, who's just he's kind of junkyard dog inside. I mean, he goes and gets everything, banger. Played really well last weekend. One of the big surprises for me. I mean, this guy he's all over the floor all the time and a gamer. I mean, he really works hard. So we're excited about those guys in the post for us.
We got another question from the audience.
Jed Maynard from Tupelo, Mississippi, said he's looking forward to the Mississippi CAC game. He has a son that plays, and it's going to be awesome, and he loves the fact that CAC has a show.
Good. Well, I appreciate that, man. That's a game we're looking forward to. If his son's at East Mississippi State, shoot, he can play. That's a really good program, and we're gonna have a battle there. I mean, that's gonna be tough. The Fiesta Bowl is the 28th, 29th, and 30th of December. It's kind of our Christmas tournament, and they do a great job hosting that at Mesa Community College. Incredible group of teams coming through there with Williston, with Howard Junior College, Salt Lake, Eastern Utah. It's going to be a big event, and we're looking forward to the competition there.
And by the way, Tom, he said that he heard about the show on the website when he was going reviewing, who they were playing, and he saw that there was a radio show, and bam, this is his first time listening, and sure as heck, you got the main basketball.
Spread the word in Mississippi for us.
That's right. That's cool.
Let's talk about some of the other players that are coming back for this year.
Okay, at our guard spot, we talked quite a bit about DeAndre Matthew and Dejuan Newton already, but another guy we're real excited about, a freshman we have coming in, Vincentus Alexandrovicius, and he's gonna. He'll probably tear me up about maybe mispronouncing that, but I did my best.
But you're doing a good job. You're not missing a beat with it.
Well, he and I are getting close fast, and what a kid to be around. I mean, he's an honors kid. Never have to worry about him academically. He's taking classes. I have no idea even how to say those. But he's incredible. He is fun to be around, and he's our sharpshooter this year. You don't want to leave him open, and he's a hard worker. I mean, he's in the gym all the time, really working on his game, and has, he's got high aspirations for himself, and he's a confident kid, and he's at Orm School, just North Phoenix last year, almost Prescott Valley is where he was at, and he's been a great sign for us at that guard spot. Other guards that we're really excited about, LeBrent Walker, who I talked about briefly earlier, it was a backup. One for us, but really should start at the 2 for us. Combo guard out of Bronx, New York. Awesome work ethic so far, and just everybody on the team loves him. So those guys, along with DeAndre Matthew and Dejuan Newton, give us a good look at the guard spot, along with a few guys who have came in and really surprised us in Zacharias Wells out of Seattle. He and Dejuan Newton are cousins, and And Zacharias brings in a really great work ethic, has really surprised us since he's came in and worked his way into that rotation for us. So we're excited about them, and I also want to mention that, the other guys that have came in and really worked hard, Jose Baroa and Blake Claxton out of Vegas. Jose's out of Boston. And then Robert Selman's another guy out of Central High School. A lot of people in the Valley listening will recognize that name. Pretty high profile kid up there, but he's dealing with some nerve damage in his left hand, which is his shooting hand. So we're not sure where that's going to go. We're going to get an update here over the next 2 weeks and see if he's going to be able to play for us this year. It may be a medical redshirt thing. So we're hoping that he heals fast and he can be in the rotation for us. A really good player and a great kid.
Did getting to the playoffs open up the door for you guys recruiting wise across the country?
I mean,
I'm looking at, you had the Seattle pipeline, and I know you developed that. But when you're looking at where these players are from, they're from New York, they're from Boston, they're from all over the country. How did it change? I mean, did all of a sudden you start realizing we're getting this from all over the country?
Yeah, it's changed everything. I mean, we when you have a season like we had last year, you can recruit against the powerhouse junior colleges in the country. LeBrent Walker is a kid that we got. He had his 3 schools down to us. Monroe, who's a top 10 team every year out of New York, and then Tallahassee out of Florida, who's a powerhouse. And it was between the 3 of us, and we just stayed on him real hard, and because of the success we had last year, we could tell him, hey, you're going to compete for a championship right away. You're going to get great looks, and you're going to be with a staff and a group of guys who really care about you and have your best interest at heart. And we snuck him out of there, and we did the same thing with a few other guys. Hervé was one that a lot of junior colleges were on, and we got him out of Huntington Prep, and that's a huge steal for us, and I think he's going to be. I don't want to jinx him or anything, but I think he's going to be one of the top freshmen in the conference, maybe perhaps one of the top players in the entire conference. So.
Do you talk about the players? Do you talk to them at all about staying 2 years and saying, because obviously there's ones that are going to go through and then have a shot to play at another level. It may not be the NBA, maybe overseas, but there's a lot of opportunities today. But then there's probably a lot of other ones that if they get their 2-year degrees and then get their 4-year degrees, now they don't have any bills once they get out of college. Do you kind of talk to them about that, saying...
We do. That's something we stress all the time, and the neat thing about that is, myself and J.D. Pollock, my assistant, we were that guy. We were the guy who we got college scholarships, and we may have thought about the overseas game and things like that, but eventually we wanted to get into coaching, and we're both fortunate that we got in early in our careers, and it's a tough game to get into, but we talk to our guys all the time about the freedom you have once you get that degree, and how much more marketable you are, and you don't even realize it as a player. You just think basketball's forever, and basketball's the reason that you're going to school and things like that, and you become junior and senior, and you start to see it a little bit differently, and then you see what you can do with that degree, and you have a whole new appreciation for it. So we try to instill that in our guys early, and really make that a priority. We day one, our guys come in, we talk about our priorities, and it's listed as faith and family is first, and then books, and then basketball, and that's the most important thing to us, and books come before basketball, and that's why I couldn't bring a couple guys with me today, because they had 9 o'clock classes, and that was more important. So when we get to January, they won't have class, and we can bring them out here.
And that's kind of what we'd like to target. Looks like you got another call or a chat, or
well, just make sure that you're very careful how you answer this question.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for the warning.
We're really getting pressed on that Jordan, are you single question?
Oh,
well, he right now his focus is basketball on this show. Does that answer the question for you?
Tom should be a politician, huh?
I can't help but believe that's probably my players playing a prank on me. So
it says it's from CAC staff are curious.
Yeah.
That's the name.
Well, you can come out.
I know the first one wasn't.
I tell you, well,
this one might be.
Well, here's the thing. You want to come out and see Jordan, come to the game, support the team.
There we go.
Right?
We'll take you however we can get you. Yeah.
So, have you noticed last year? the women's basketball program at CSC had such a long following with Lynn Larson and Denise Gardania and the success that it's had, and a lot of winter visitors would come to the games, and just because of that success, and it started to seem last year. What I noticed is that more and more people were kind of doing that, and that's not an indictment of past. It's just kind of cyclical. It's your connection with the community, the players, the success. Did you kind of notice that too?
Yeah, I did. Especially as we got into our conference play after Christmas, and we got on a good run there. And I think the people in our area, they're sports fans. They want to come out. They want to see these kids compete hard and give their all. And the end result is not necessarily what they come for. Yeah, they want us to win, and they like that, but they want to see a good product out there. They want to see us play the right way, and we really push that. We try to instill that in our guys, and respecting the game and playing it the right way, and having making sportsmanship a high priority too. So I love that, and I tell Coach Gooch that all the time. I want to steal some of her fans. They've got a great thing going there, and we want to build on some of their success also. And gosh, what an incredible season they're about to have.
It's going to be exciting around Central Arizona College. I mean, you look at what's happening around the district with new campuses being built. So the name is out there, and the athletic programs play at the Signal Peak campus. But just having buildings in the Santan Valley and a groundbreaking is going to open up a door to say, well, what else do you offer? Well, we have athletic programs. We have a really good basketball program, men's and women's. Come down and see us.
That's right. And that's why I appreciate, what you're doing here so much too is, we want to get out and advertise. We try to get out in our community and in Coolidge and Casa Grande, Florence, whoever needs us. We got up to Sackatone with, in the Indian Reservation, and try to do things with just everyone around to show them, what kind of kid we're bringing in, the kind of energy that go, that's working through our campus, and we want that to spread. We want to get out in the community and help people and just try to get everybody involved. We understand we're a community college, and we want to represent Central in a great way, and I think our guys are doing that.
When you do that, it probably has a twofold effect. You're getting into the community, but you have a lot of students that are from other parts of the country that come here, and if you're from New York or Boston, it's a different world. I mean, all of a sudden you're landed in the middle of the desert, and it's not like you're in Phoenix and Tucson. You're in between. You probably don't have a lot of access when you start school. I mean, this is thrust upon them in August.
It is. That's it's a funny thing because we do have this is culture shock for a lot of these kids. It's just so different than what they grew up with. What's funny, this week we just got our hoodies and sweatpants in, and they were on me for a month about, Coach, we need hoodies, we need sweatpants. I said, no, you don't. You're from New York. You don't need it here. But we got it for them anyway, and they feel comfortable in it. Gives them a sense of home also, and we want them to feel. There's a fine line there now. We want them to feel comfortable in a way, but we want them to get out of their comfort zone. Yeah. So I don't know if that kind of makes it tough to understand, but we want to challenge them, but we want to still let them know that we're here for them, but we're here to guide them along the way.
You want them to feel comfortable enough to grow.
That's right.
That's where
right.
you're.
Well
That's
you said it better than I did.
but that's true, because it's you get them out in the community, and they probably are seeing things. Most of them probably have never been on a reservation. Yep. Most of them have probably not been in some of the small towns or areas that you're going, and it's a really diverse community, Pinell County, and your basketball team gets that. So, Joe, I think you got another call.
We've got a couple here. Andy from Tucson wants to know, do you have any high flyers on the team this year?
Oh, man, Andy. We've got a few. We may have DeAndre Matthew. Now, Dejuan Newton, if you haven't seen him, if you didn't see him last year, you throw it up by the rim, he's going to go get it and do something fun with it, something exciting with it. So we've got a couple lob plays we run for him, and man, he's just incredible in the air, and the way he's got a football background, incredible hands. So you throw it up there, he's going to go get it, and he doesn't like the rim very much, so he's going to dunk it pretty hard. But the other one, DeAndre Matthew, is 5'9" at most, and he'll do everything you can think about with the ball. He'll throw it up, take it between his legs and dunk it. He'll do a reverse 360 off the lob that's really neat. And we've got a few other guys, Hervé and Caleb Carter. Those guys, they really get up and do some neat things aerial wise. So yeah, come on out and check us out. We'll see if those guys can put on a show.
Have you ever done a Midnight Madness or thought about doing something like that?
We have thought about it, and we've got with the women's program, we have a great relationship with them, and our kids, it's neat to see them bond, and it's just, I think it's just an attitude of, our kids want to do the same thing that they're doing, and they've got, high aspirations for themselves, and so, we click with them, and I would love to do something like that, and it wouldn't have to be, that late at night, but we'd want to do it definitely when our kids are on campus, so maybe like a Thursday, and do an hour to 2 hours where we're doing skits, we're getting people in to kind of get to know our kids and their personalities, and then, maybe we do a dunk contest for them and a, 3-point contest with the girls, and then a light scrimmage or something like that. We would love to do that, have pizza and refreshments for the students too. So
something as this program grows and goes forward that we're going to think about. Joe, you got another call.
Yeah, we've got a chatter out there that says, you'd like to know, when are you going to build a new facility for athletics?
Tom, you want to take that?
Well, I tell you what. Let me put it in perspective. Obviously, people always want new facilities, and there are things that obviously everybody can do to their own facilities. But coming from Division II back east, CAC's facility is one of the nicest ones, and I've been in some of the schools, and you've been around playing in bandboxes, and back east where there's limited land. So CAC reminds me of being in Division II, of being in Edinburgh University, an IUP, California University of Pennsylvania, some of the big Western Pennsylvania schools that have facilities. Those very similar. Yeah. And some of them, again, only have seats on one side, like we do. Some have two on both, seats on both sides. But right now, that facility is a pretty nice facility, and I'm fortunate. I get to go play in there at night after you guys are done, which is always a lot of fun to do. I mean, I can be out in 110 degrees playing on a hard court somewhere. So the facility is actually pretty nice, and there'll probably be some things over in the future that we'll do, but. It's a pretty nice facility.
All summer long, I wondered how you hung with that. He's like, well, I'm going out and shoot some hoop right now, and I'm thinking, man, it's hot as hell out. How you doing that? Wow, you're a tough dude. Now I find out he's in the air conditioning.
That's right. That's a perk.
Probably got a lazy boy recliner in there, and the concession stand opens when Tom comes in.
Hey, I've been in there. I've seen those guys play. They play hard. They play really hard.
We learned from an older gentleman. I shouldn't say that because he kills us, but guy Randy Dahlman who comes back. He used to play. He played at Eastern Oregon, and he played against Lou Alcindor and beat him. Now, when I say that was before Kareem Abdul-Jabbar changed his name from Lou Alcindor to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he's like in his 60s. He kills us all the time. But we've learned a lot of tricks, old school tricks.
Yeah, the old man game.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm learning those. A little elbow in the back, which we do. We have a lot of time. We have a good time with it. So let's talk about your schedule. We have a few minutes left. Who do you guys open up with?
Well, we're going to open up the first, second, and third, and the schedule worked out really neat for us. All those games are at home, and they're all at 6 p.m. So we're trying to kind of almost have a tournament format there where we're the only team that plays. I know that sounds funny, but we'll have Impact Academy come in from Las Vegas, and they'll bring a good, talented team in with them. And then the next night, Friday night, we play College of Southern Idaho. They'll be a top 10 team in the country. And we'll have a battle there, and then the following night we play West Wind Prep out of Phoenix. So, and their prep team, their national team is really, really talented. I mean, they've had over 100 coaches in, Division I coaches in to see those guys play, this recruiting season. So, we've got our hands full there, and that's the way we want to get it started.
Why do something like that? Because are the other teams playing, or it's just you against each one of those?
Yeah, those teams, they're not playing us, but College of Southern Idaho makes this trip down. They play Scottsdale and Phoenix College while they're in the area, and they wanted to get a Division I junior college on that schedule, and we happily, I told Dejuan Newton, he was recruited by them out of high school, and I told him if we ever had the chance to play him, we would, and this year it lined up for us. So he's really excited about that game.
So, but that's a why do 3 in 3 days? Does that kind of get them ready for some of the big tournaments, and then at the end of the year, the many games you play in a row?
It does. We want to simulate that with our guys. Early in the season, we feel like if you can get a tournament, we couldn't get one on the road this year. Last year, we went to Hobbs, New Mexico, and played New Mexico Military, New Mexico, and then had a game against Southwest Christian. But we pulled those games out. We got on the road, and I think that developed a camaraderie that we want to get again this year. We couldn't necessarily get it, on the road, but at home, we're going to try to simulate that, and that's exactly what it is, Tom. We want to simulate what it's going to be like postseason in the regional, and then having a tough district game against the winner of the Region 18, and then also, if we make it out to Hutch, I mean, it's, they line them up for you, and it's pretty grueling. So we have these to start the season, and then we've got to be insane. I don't know what I was thinking this year, but we play the 28th, 29th, and 30th at Mesa. We turn around and play 2 days later. We only have one off day there. We play Indian Hills on the 1st, and then the next morning we get in on a charter and we go over to Western to play a conference game. So we play 5 games in 6 days right there.
Wow.
At the start of the new year. So I don't know what I was thinking there, but we're excited. We have a plan for all of it, and there's a method to our madness.
Sounds like the Big East tournament in Madison Square Garden, just playing five games in 6 days.
It is. That's where, when I think about the question earlier about injuries and things like that, if we can stay healthy through that, we're going to make a good run.
Some chatters up there right now. Who scheduled such a tough lineup early on?
I'm going to blame J.D. Pollock for that. I'm going to place the blame. No, it was me. I just, that was the only day we could get Indian Hills, and I didn't want to miss out on an opportunity like that. They're stacked, and we want to see the best. We want to play the best, and we want to give our guys an idea of the competition that's out there. We also want them to respect this level and to know that they're right on the same level with all of these other teams, and we're going to play a tough game. On the first, we feel good about our chances in that one, and. Like I said, there's a reason that we're doing it, and we want to instill that toughness in our guys. It's going to take some for those games.
We got somebody wanting to know who plays a game on New Year's Eve.
Well, it's New Year's Day. We had to choose between New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and you know what? Like I said, that was the only day we could get it, and we're excited about that. We're going to try to really advertise it, and the other thing too is schools can get out and see us for that game. Indian Hills has their top 10 guys are mid-major to high-major guys, so we'll have coaches in our gym, and that's neat. That's for our guys. That's what it's about. Is getting them recruited and moved on to the next great place. So that'll be a good that'll be a good platform for them.
That might have been a probing question / party invitation in making sure they could secure that,
When does your conference schedule open up?
It's funny this year. We had to take off the last week of our schedule because we're getting into region play a week earlier. So we had to move some of those games. Our first conference game, I believe, is South Mountain on November 6th. So we had to move that way up. Then we have another week. We have Mesa in there and Chandler Gilbert also. So, we have 3 conference games a little bit earlier than normal, right there, early November.
What's travel like in the conference? I mean, obviously you have a lot of teams up in the valley with the Maricopa system, and then Pima. But when you go to like Eastern Arizona or Arizona Western, are they overnights, or you got to drive and drive back?
Yeah, we drive and drive back. We charter those, so it's safer that way. We ride with our women's team, and those are fun for us. Coach Gooch and I sit up front. We talk about ball, and our coaching staff all is up there, and we may play some cards or something, or put a movie in, and the kids really like that too. Like
Must
I said,
be terrible.
They're close. Yeah, it's tough. The funny thing is, what's the furthest trip for us is Douglas. But that's 3.5 hours, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Well, I played Division II ball in Oklahoma and Oklahoma, Texas. I mean, we would make that trip to West Texas, Texas A&M, Kingsville, and Eastern New Mexico, which was 13 hours. So, we would make that trip early and play that night. So, this is not, it's not tough for these guys, and they get off. The other thing too is it doesn't even get cold here, so their muscles don't get cold. They're warm when we get off the bus. We're ready to play. It's
funny when Matt Jones experiences his first road trip, which is going from Grand Canyon to Hawaii Hilo and Chaminade. That's a road trip. That's like a mega road trip. So
yeah, that opened his eyes.
So this hour's blown by quickly. We want to have you back in with some players in January. We wish you the best of luck. Jordan Dreilling, the head coach of the Central Arizona College men's basketball program. An exciting year. You want to check out the schedule. Check it out at centralaz.edu for now. And just go to the website, look up athletics, and then shortly here within the next month, 6 weeks or so, the athletic website will be up and running. And once we have that up and running, you'll be able to have a one-stop shop for all CAC athletics. Jordan, thanks again for coming in. This was great. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. You're doing a great job here.
And then for Joe Carrero, I'm Tom D. Camillo. We'll catch you next Thursday on CAC Live on KQCK.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grace.
Hi, this is Pinell County Sheriff Paul Babu, and I'm not being paid to give this endorsement. I recommend you tune into KQCK Live radio station. I listen, and you should too. Great talk shows and all the classic hits from the 70s to the 90s.